Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton. I just got back from seeing The Hunt. That stars Hilary Swank, Betty Gilpin, Ike Barinholtz, and several others, in a film that has become quite a bit in the center of controversy. Now, the film was originally supposed to come out back in September of last year, but due to several news outlets decrying the film, and even President Trump getting involved in the conversation, The Hunt was ultimately pushed back to March 13th, and I have to say, it definitely isn't worth the controversial outcry that it got, but I do think it is a rather clever and witty and really fun satire that I think a lot of people should watch. So The Hunt is about these people who are all sent over to an unknown area and are picked off by rich elites. And the film happens to mainly center on one particular survivor named Crystal, as she attempts to find out who's behind this game, and finds out who she should trust and who she shouldn't trust, and ultimately finds that a lot of the big conflicts of the film are mainly caused by the big divide between the left and right wings of U.S. politics. Now, the film's controversy has mainly been used in a lot of its marketing, and I think the film hides enough of its twists to the point where it is worth watching to see what happens next. While the satirical dialogue isn't exactly Edgar Wright or Weird Al song lyrics level of clever satire, it does manage to make a fun action thriller out of it. There's plenty of gory kills, there's tons of great moments involving the actors either playing against type or playing full into one-dimensional stereotypes, which might seem like it's a bad thing, but in a film like this, it's great because no side is seen as the obvious villain or the obvious hero. And it can be kind of up to you to see who's the villain or who's the hero for everyone except two particular characters, that being Betty Gilpin's Crystal, who kind of ends up being like the Samara Weaving from Ready or Not of this film. As in, Betty Gilpin delivers an excellent performance. She has several great monologues, especially one about the tortoise and the hare, that are going to be remembered quite a bit after this. And she just has some of the best action scenes of the film. And the other character you probably won't be split on is Hilary Swank's character. They actually try to hide Hilary Swank for a good portion of the film, which is kind of odd considering you clearly see her face in the trailers. But I do think that Hilary Swank does make up for it by being totally into the role she's in. She gets to essentially be an evil, conniving Martha Stewart type who is just a ton of fun to watch, and you clearly see she's enjoying every second of her performance. On top of that, the effects for the film are really good, and there's a sense of great timing when it comes to both its dialogue scenes and its action scenes. Just when you feel like the action's over, boom, a headshot happens. Or just when you feel like the scene's about to end on a weak note, boom, a really funny joke comes in, even if it's a low blow towards someone from a certain political view. It definitely has the message that we're eating each other alive and that there's just generally no end to political debates and discussions, which is why I think getting involved in this controversy is probably the best thing that could happen to this film. Mainly because a big controversy surrounding a film like this will only encourage more people to see it. And for a film that's of this quality, I think that's for the best. Even if it is happening during a coronavirus period, which is through no fault of its own. But as a film on its own, I think it's definitely worth watching, as while it might be, your mileage may vary when it comes to its satire, but it's definitely a fun action thriller with several great performances that I would love to see again. So that's why I'm going to give The Hunt an 8 out of 10. See you next time.